All rise. Roll call.
Mayor Delacuilla.
Here.
Director of Law Pignatello.
Here.
Director of Finance Herwick.
Here.
Councilman at Large Elliott. Councilwoman at Large Kelly.
Here.
Councilwoman at Large Stager.
Here.
Ward 1 Councilman Biassiata.
Here.
Ward 2 Councilman Martin.
Here.
Ward 3 Councilman Snitsky.
Here.
Ward 4 Councilman Greenwald.
Here.
Director of Public Service and Properties Johnson.
Here.
Building Commissioner Hoop. Engineer Collins.
Here. Councilman Elliott is absent this evening. I received an email from him earlier today that said he had a prior commitment. Would anyone like to make a motion to excuse him?
I move that we excuse Councilman Elliott.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
I lost the phone.
Yes.
Find my cheat sheet.
Council is now open to the audience and legislation only. Moving on to ordinance 145, 2019.
Mr. President,
Councilman,
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read.
sorry, point of order, I made a mistake. I'd like to make a motion to waive the 24-hour delivery requirement and add ordinance 176, 2019, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of 4,000 tons of road salt through the Ohio Department of Transportation Consortium Contract Number 1820, authorizing an amount not to exceed $293,120 for said purchase during the period of November 1st, 2019 through October 31st, 2020, and declaring emergency. May this further be amended by adding the agenda item ordinance 176, 2019 onto the agenda as item D14 and as an emergency measure. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes, the agenda's been amended. We will now move on to ordinance 145. Do I have a motion?
Mr. President,
Councilman.
move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance 145-2019 by title only for its third and final reading. I'll second.
Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance 145, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance accepting the consortium bid of Ports Petroleum to be the best consortium bid therefore, authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a 2-year agreement for the purchase of ultra-low sulfur number 2 diesel fuel at 2.2437 per gallon to be used by the service department vehicles, fire department vehicles, and the city hall generator, and authorizing an amount not to exceed $30,000 for said purchase.
Further motion?
Mr. President, I move that we pass ordinance 145-2019. I second.
Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Ordinance 146, 2019.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 146-2019 by title only for its third and final reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly.
Yes.
Stager.
Yes.
Greenwald.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance number 146, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio with Signal Service Company of Warrensville Heights, Ohio for the purpose of maintaining the traffic signals throughout the city of Seven Hills for the period covering January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020, and appropriating an amount not to exceed $6,000 for said service.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we pass ordinance number 146-2019.
Second?
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
yes,
Biassiata.
Yes. Ordinance 146, 2019 is passed. We got one last use out of this. Ordinance 151, 2019.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 151-2019 by title only for its third and final reading.
I second. Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
yes,
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance 151, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Section 1125.07, construction fee schedule as contained in Title III Local Building Provisions of Part 11 Building Code of the codified ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of modifying Chapter 1125, Plans, Permits, Fees.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we pass ordinance number 151-2019.
I second. Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
yes,
Biassiata.
Yes, ordinance 151, 2019 has passed. We'll now move on to amended ordinance 153, 2019.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I'd like to make a motion to amend amended ordinance 153-2019. I'd like to add on, under 153-2019 on page 2, in subsection, after D, I'd like to add E, to read, when an expenditure other than for the acquisition of real estate, the discharge of non-contractual claims, personal services, or for the product or services of public utility that exceeds $25,000, the expenditure shall only be made by written approval by the majority of the Finance Committee.
And the mayor.
And the mayor, yes.
Sorry.
Okay. Additionally, I would also like to add the emergency clause to this for timing.
I second that motion.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
yes,
Biassiata.
Yes. Let the record state, amended ordinance 153 has been amended to add the emergency clause and the language on subsection E. Both motions were carried on that vote. Do we have a further motion?
Yes, Mr. President. I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read amended ordinance number 153-2019 by title only for its third and final reading.
I'll second. Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
yes,
Biassiata.
Yes, amended ordinance 153, 2019 is now on for third reading.
Introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly
caught it.
Elliott, Staker, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend section 145.01, expenditures for all departments, and repeal section 145.02, advertising for expenditures exceeding $25,000 as contained in chapter 145, methods of purchases of Title V Administrative of Part 1 Administrative Code, the codified ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Do we have a further motion?
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we pass amended ordinance number 153-2019.
I second. Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
yes,
Biassiata.
Would it be out of order to add the timing, reason for the timing, the emergency of this public comment? Well, she made a motion, but I just wanted to state for the record
Okay.
that timing was the emergency.
She did
Yeah.
state that.
Okay, my apologies. Yes, I vote to approve as well. Amended ordinance 153, 2019 is passed.
Mr. President,
Councilman?
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance number 154-2019 by title only for its third and final reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 154, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend section 107.04, regularly scheduled meetings of council, and amend section 107.05, regularly scheduled meetings of committees of council as contained in chapter 107, public notice and public meetings of Title I, general provisions of Part 1, Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending the regularly scheduled meetings of council and regularly scheduled meetings of committees of council commencing January 1st, 2020, and thereafter, and declaring an emergency.
Further motion?
Mr. President,
Councilman?
I move that we pass ordinance number 154-2019.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes, amended ordinance 154, 2019 is passed. Moving on to amended ordinance 155, 2019.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read amended ordinance number 155-2019 by title only for its third and final reading.
I second the motion.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Excuse me. Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 155, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend section 121.09, rules of council, rule 1 meetings, subsection A, regular meetings, as contained in section 121.09, the rules of council of chapter 121, council of title 3, legislative of part 1, administrative code of the codified ordinances of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending the meeting schedule and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman.
I move that we pass amended ordinance number 155-2019.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Amended ordinance 155, 2019 is passed. Moving on to amended ordinance 156, 2019. I move that we suspend the rules on the charter and read ordinance 155, 2019 by title.
156, point of order.
156?
Yes.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance 156, 2019 for its third and final reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 156, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend section 107.08B, audience residence of section 107.08, public meeting decorum, as contained in chapter 107, public notice and public meetings of Title I, general provisions of Part 1, administrative code of the codified ordinances of the city of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending audience residence participation and declaring an emergency.
I further move that we pass amended ordinance 156, 2019.
Second.
I'd like to insert for the record. I won't read them all, but I did, like I do with most things, significant due diligence. 7 communities here in Ohio, I looked at all of them, and 100% all have the same provision that we're talking about in 156 and 157. Further, these items that I'll be entering into the record further document that Seven Hills has the most progressive liberal policy when it comes to comments. We have miscellaneous comments. We have a rule where comments are allowed at every meeting. Many communities do not allow comments at work sessions or committee meetings. We do. Most of these cities that I'm entering the record do not allow miscellaneous at council meetings, or they require 24-hour notice for a miscellaneous comment, and Seven Hills allows miscellaneous comment. So in no way are we limiting a free speech, and we're still at the forefront of having the most liberal public policy comments. So I'm going to give these to the clerk to enter into the record. And any further comments? Roll call.
Kelly?
No, but I would also like to make comments if I could, please.
Floor is yours.
With this amended ordinance 156, I do not support, and my comments will be the same for amended ordinance 157. I understand the timing of it. However, I do believe that I don't support limiting our residents' time to speak with us. I value what they have to say. Some residents take a little longer to get started than others. Could be, time a little slow out of the gate. And I value what our residents have to say. Sometimes it is hard to sit here and hear things that may be unpleasant, but that's part of the job. That's what you sign up for. Some things are repetitive, redundant, but it goes with the territory. At the end of the day, our residents are the one who put us in these seats. So whatever they have, I'm here to hear what they have to say.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I do not support this or 157.
Thank you. Any further comments? I'd like to add to my comments that having a 3-minute rule does not limit it indefinitely. It has the discretion of council to extend. So if a resident is making a good point, it can be extended by rule. That's in the rules, that you can have a vote and the person can be extended. Further, the 3-minute rule, and this is why virtually every surrounding community has this, ensures equal rights at the meeting. As I campaigned throughout the city, I asked a number of people who used to attend these meetings. They used to be full. And I got 2 answers. And the large answer, and it was a good one, was they were really comfortable with how things were being run. And I'll just give that as a group compliment. But they were even more specific. But the second answer was they felt the meetings were being overtaken by people or an individual whose views do not reflect theirs. So having a 3-minute rule with the provision to extend if a good point is being made ensures that all residents are heard equally and fairly, in my opinion, and in the opinion of every other surrounding community. Any further comments? Mr. Mayor?
If I would just add briefly, these are business meetings of the city. These are not open forums or town hall meetings. We certainly do want to hear from our constituents and share with them the reasons that we are conducting ourselves in certain ways and making certain decisions, and we value their input. However, because these are business meetings, they're not necessarily subject to the same constitutional parameters that one might have on the street or in other public fora. So, for example, the Ohio Supreme Court and federal courts and courts of appeal here in the state of Ohio have, on any number of occasions, determined that public meetings, including council, may invite public comment, but are not during its meeting, but are not necessarily required to do so. The only limitation is that once that invitation is made, that the members of the audience who seek to participate are treated equally and fairly with all others. So this is not a free speech issue, but rather an issue that the courts have already determined to be a matter of conducting orderly business proceedings on behalf of our residents, which I believe is as important as listening to them and what they have to say. I'd also remind everyone that we do invite communications from our residents in written form, and I think each of us does maintain an opportunity for our constituents to reach out to us independent of doing so exclusively at our business meetings. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any further comments?
Yes, Mr. President.
Yep, floor is yours.
In response to your comment and the mayor's in regards to our residents being able to speak equally and fairly within 3 minutes, I think it's placing an undue burden on the future council to sit here and subjectively decide whether or not another resident gets to speak longer than another. I do not agree with that. I think it's a mistake because by doing that, it is not fairly. That is not fair. I'm sorry, but
No, your anything further?
I'm done, thank you.
Your opinion is respected and duly entered. In terms of, I have to add, in terms of undue burden, there is no burden being asked upon council. That is not asked upon every other council that I'm had entered into the record. So why it would be undue to Seven Hills Council, but not undue to the councils of Parma, Independence, and those of other surrounding neighbors, it does not seem appropriate to me, because this is a standard, almost standard rule for all councils. So there's no undue burden on the future council of Seven Hills, in my opinion. Any further comments? Councilman Martin?
Thank you, President. I fully support the resolution as presented. I think it provides a neat and orderly methodology for our audiences to engage. And as the mayor indicated previously, there's multiple ways of engaging your council persons and the administration, both in written and oral form. When it's an oral form in a form of a group setting, the expectation should be orderly, and it should be limited in such a manner from a time standpoint that it doesn't become repetitive or dominating for any other purpose other than to be aggressive. So I believe the 3-minute rule has been shown and demonstrated in more areas than just here in Northeast Ohio to be an effective tool and allows the audience to know that there's expectations on them being prepared to speak on the topic that they wish to speak on, speak clearly, speak passionately, and allow your neighbor to speak again as well. So I fully support it.
Thank you, Councilman Martin. Anyone else? Roll call.
Kelly,
No.
Stager,
Yes.
Greenwald,
Yes.
Snitsky,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Amended ordinance 156, 2019 is passed. Moving on to amended ordinance 157.
Mr. President,
Councilman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read amended ordinance number 157-2019 by title only for its third and final reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly,
Yes.
Stager,
Yes.
Greenwald,
Yes.
Snitsky,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 157, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delacuilla and councilpersons Biassiata, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend section 121.09, Rules of Council, Rule 26, Decorum, subsection B, Audience Residence, as contained in section 121.09, the Rules of Council of Chapter 121, Council of Title III, Legislative, of Part 1, Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of amending audience residents' participation and declaring an emergency.
Further motion.
Mr. President, I move that we pass amended ordinance number 157-2019.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly,
No.
Stager,
Yes.
Greenwald,
Yes.
Snitsky,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Ordinance is passed. We're now moving on to the second reading of ordinance 171, 2019.
Ordinance 171, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Coverall North America Incorporated of Valley View, Ohio, for the purpose of providing custodial services for the City of Seven Hills Recreation and Fitness Complex from January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020, and authorizing an amount not to exceed $19,104 for said service.
We'll now have the second reading of ordinance 172, 2019.
Ordinance number 172, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Continental Fire and Security Incorporated of Independence, Ohio, for the purpose of preventative maintenance for the fire and sprinkler alarm systems at the Community Recreation Center for 1 year commencing January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020, and authorizing an amount not to exceed $2,402 for said service.
Moving on to the second reading of ordinance 173, 2019.
Ordinance number 173, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Daleen M. Pride, an independent governmental affairs consultant, to conduct a 2-year motor vehicle registration audit of certain Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles records for and on behalf of Seven Hills, Cuyahoga County, Ohio, from January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2020.
We'll now have the second reading of ordinance 174, 2019.
Ordinance 174, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, with TAC Computer Incorporated of Cleveland, Ohio, to provide annual RMS and hardware support and MDT services and housing for the police department for the period covering January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020, in an amount not to exceed $7,500 for said service.
Moving on to amended ordinance 175, 2019.
Mr. President,
Councilman.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read amended ordinance number 175-2019 by title only for its second and final reading.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Amended ordinance 175, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and councilpersons Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance to amend Chapter 121 Council as contained in Title III Legislative of Part 1 Administrative Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of repealing Rule Number 7, Caucuses, as contained in Section 121.09, Rules of Council, and declaring an emergency.
Do we have a further motion?
Mr. President, I move that we pass amended ordinance number 175-2019.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Amended ordinance 175, 2019 has passed. Moving on to ordinance 176, 2019. I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance 176, 2019 by title only for its first and final reading.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes.
Ordinance number 176, 2019, introduced by Mayor Delaquila and Councilman Biassiata, Kelly, Elliott, Stager, Martin, Snitsky, and Greenwald. An ordinance authorizing the purchase of 4,000-ton road salt through the Ohio Department of Transportation Consortium Contract Number 018-20 authorizing an amount not to exceed $293,120 for said purchase during the period of November 1st, 2019 through October 31st, 2020, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. I'd like to know for the record that this contract for salt is part of the ODOT consortium. This is a contract that council passed back in April, May of this year of 2019. And being part of the consortium, we get the power of the purchase power of a greater number of cities banding together. And this is through the Ohio Department of Transportation. Further, I'd like to state for the record that this is just for the purpose of creating purchase requisition in our finance department, that no new bidding or legislation was created with Ordinance 176, 2019. This is a formality fulfilling the contract that we entered into earlier in the year. Any further comments? Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Did you make a motion?
Oh, I'm sorry. With that long-winded comment, I further move that we pass Ordinance 176, 2019.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes. Ordinance 176, 2019 has passed. Well, council's now open to the audience.
Bob Roble, Winchester.
Point of order.
Yes. Point of personal preference.
The floor is yours, Mr. Roll.
Okay. I will add that I live on Winchester Oval here in Seven Hills. Now that the 3-minute requirement has become law, I think it behooves us to consider publicizing this, giving instructions to people. You could do that in the newsletter. We could do it on the website. These are just my suggestions. You might want to have a preamble explaining the rationale for it and encouraging people that, to remember that it's a business meeting and we really should be, concentrating on things that are the business of council. Okay, because not everything is. So anyway, that's all I've got to say.
Thank you for your input, all good ideas. And before I hand over the gavel, I'm going to update the, well, it'll be in the rules that are on display at every meeting, and I hope the future council president will continue that, because not everyone is a regular here, and if they're not a regular, they have the rules available to them at the door. And I'll state on the agenda that it's 3 minutes, as well as publicize a newsletter and stuff like that. So if people just come to a one-off meeting, when they walk in the door, it'll be real clear. We don't want to surprise anyone, to your point. Any further audience comments? Thank you. Council? Councilman Snitsky?
Nothing at this time, sir.
Councilman Greenwald? I know you guys already kind of said your goodbyes last week, but...
Yeah, this is my official, actual last meeting, and I would just like to thank all the people of Seven Hills for allowing me to serve them. That's all. Thank you.
Councilman Stager?
Once again, I echo Councilman Greenwald. Thank you very much, people of Seven Hills, for allowing me to serve. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've learned a lot, and glad that I'm handing it over to new people, because I firmly believe that governance needs to have new blood as well. So congratulations.
Councilman Kelly?
Nothing, thank you.
Councilman Martin?
Nothing this time, thank you.
Well, I'm going to wrap. It's a special meeting, so is there any director reports? No, there's other such business. Well, I'll wrap it up tonight. There's no other such business. with the final comments of this evening, December 3rd. For all intents and purposes, this is my last meeting as council president. I will be calling the December 10th meeting. I will approve the agenda. I'll call it to order. And at said time, I'll be handing over the gavel. I'll miss it. I'm only going down the dais a little. The first of many times I'm going to thank the public for putting their trust in me. It's always been humbling and gratifying at the same time. So thank you to the public. On a personal note, a little over, about almost 2.5 years now, we were at a very, very critical time in the city. A time when not many people wanted to serve. I'll tell you that straight up. It was an easy time to be an elected official. I'm not saying it's easy now, but it was certainly, in my opinion, more difficult 2.5 years ago. And we could not have made the progress in the city that we did over the last 2 years, which significant economic development, finishing up Hemlock, aggressive street programs, more than I could count this evening. The most significant period of progress. I've been in the city over 15 years, so I can't speak past that. But as long as I've been a resident of Seven Hills, an incredible amount of things were accomplished in the last 2 years. 4 of the largest projects ever are in various stages. And we could not have done that if 2 people didn't step up and help bring a majority to this council. Those 2 people are Councilwoman Stager and Councilman Greenwald. You've done a tremendous service to your city by stepping up, putting your name in the public, facing personal ridicule at times, even though having dissent is part of what it's all about. You both stood your ground on various items, and we're ostracized for that. Tonight we had dissent on an issue. No one was ostracized. People said their mind and we moved on. That's the way a good government should work. And I know the sacrifices you personally made and how hard it is to be attacked in the way you both were during the campaign, and then probably even more wrongly as elected officials for speaking your mind and standing your ground, which every other person here is entitled to do. So on a personal night, I thank you for those sacrifices because it made the difference in having us have the right temperament and the right body of people to collectively succeed. There's 7 council people and a mayor and a law director, and you are a very important part of that whole puzzle, both of you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting at 8:25.
Second.
Roll call.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stager?
Yes.
Greenwald?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Biassiata.
Yes, council is adjourned. Have a good evening.
Good thing you didn't lose control of that gavel. Yeah. Are you coming next week?